This is video 2, Real World Problems Ratios. I'm on page 11 in your 1C packet. You can draw models to solve problems involving ratios. Now that we've done bar modeling, this should be pretty easy. Megan prepares a fruit punch using apple juice and orange juice in the ratio of 4:3. So you can see 4 bars for apple and 3 bars for orange juice. If the total volume of the fruit punch is 630 milliliters, find the volume of apple juice that Megan uses. Well, if you have 7 things equaling 630, divide by 7 and you get each one of them equaling 90. So 90, right, times 4 would give you 360 milliliters. Megan uses 360 milliliters of apple juice. If Megan uses 520 milliliters of apple juice to make the fruit punch, find the volume of orange juice that she uses. So they've changed the problem a little bit. Now you can see that only apple juice is the 520 milliliters, which is 4. Dividing by 4, you get one of them is 130. So 3 times 130 would give you 390 milliliters of orange juice. Megan uses 390 milliliters of orange juice. We always want to answer in a full sentence. A box contains baseball and football cards. The number of baseball cards to the number of football cards is a 5-to-1 ratio. Well, I can bar model this 5-to-1 ratio. If the total number of cards is 1380, and it's baseball to football, so make sure I'm labeling everything. Find the number of each kind of card. So there's my question marks. Altogether I have 6 bars, so if I take 1380 and divide it by 6, I will get that one of those units is 230. So 1 unit or 1 bar is 230. So football would be 230, and baseball, 5 times 230 would be 1,150. Find the number of each type of card. There are 5 times 230, which would give you 1,150. There are 1,150 baseball cards. And 230 football. Answering in a full sentence. Suppose the number of baseball cards is 950. So I only have baseball cards, and yes, there are 5 of them. So 5 units is now 950. So one of those would be 950 divided by 5, and we'd get that a unit is 190. Find the number of football cards. Oh, so we still have our football cards in here. It's just one of them. It's 190. So I'm answering in a full sentence. Like I always do, Sable, sentence answer, box, label. Draw models to solve problems involving ratios with 3 quantities. Jenny prepares a ceramic glass mixture of feldspar, red iron oxide, and silica in the ratio of 5:2:3. So we can see 5 for feldspar, 2 for red iron oxide, and 3 for silica. Follow the order. That's very important. Find the mass of each of the ingredients. So we want to know how much is each of these. Well, if all together is 1 kilogram and 200 grams, That's the same thing as 1,200 grams, changing my 1 kilogram to 1,000 grams. 1,000 plus 200 more would give you 1,200 grams. Altogether, there are 10 units. Dividing by 10, you can see that you get 120. Well, 2 of those units for red iron would be 240. 3 of those units for silica would be 360. And 5 of those units for feldspar would be 600. And to check, add those together, 600, 360, and 240. Yes, it does add to 1,200 grams. A school raises $18,000 at a charity event. The money raised was shared among 3 charities, A, B, and C, in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 3. A to B to C. So A to B to C is 1 to 2 to 3. How much money did each charity receive? So altogether, it's 18,000. How much did each one receive? So 18,000 divided by 6. So 6 units is that 18,000. Dividing by 6, I get a unit is 3,000. So charity B receives $3,000. And not 3,000. That's A receives 3,000. B receives 6,000. Let me change this. A is the one. So A receives 3,000. Charity B, 2 times 3,000. They receive the 6,000. And 3 times 3,000. Charity C receives the 9,000. The number of coins collected by Xavier and Johann and Zachary is in the ratio of 2 to 5 to 8. Xavier, Johann, and Zachary. 2 to 5 to 8. Two to 5 to 8. Johann collected 85. So only Johann is 85. Doesn't ask us a question. Johann collected 85 coins. The number of coins collected by Xavier, Johann, and Zachary is in Johann collected 85 coins. What's the question? Oops, I guess that's not on here. They want to know how many did each, I guess that got cut off. How many did each, and what's the total? The question got cut off here. How many did each receive or collect, and what is the total of all the things that they collected? So Johann collected 85, so I want to know how many did they each, and what is the total? So I have 4 questions here. Johann is where I start. He's $85 is that 5 units that he represents. So dividing by 5, I get that 17 is a unit. So 2 times 17 would give me Xavier. That's 34. And 8 times 17, that would be 136. 136 plus 34 plus 85. That gives me a total of 255. So how many did each? Xavier was the 2, which is 34. Johann was the 5, which was 85. We knew that. And Zachary was the 136. And the total collected was 255. Not exactly a sentence, but that's good enough for now. Draw models to solve problems involving 2 sets of ratios. The ratio of the number of CDs Brad has to the number of CDs Keith has is 2 to 3. So that's my beginning picture here, a 2 to 3 ratio. The ratio of numbers of CDs Keith has to the number of CDs that Simone has is 6 to 11. So Keith has to be cut into 2, because he's got 3. If I divide it in 2, now I have 6. So you give Simone 11, which means Brad now has 4. Brad has 24 CDs. How many CDs do Keith and Simone have all together? So Keith and Simone. So Brad, that's a 4 to 6 to 11, has those 4 units. Dividing 24 by 4, you get each one is 6. Keith has 6 of those, so he's got 36. And 11 Simone has, 11 times 6, she's got 66. So if you add that 36 and 66 together, the total that they have, there's the Sable, is 102. The other way you could do it, method 2, 4 units is 24 CDs, 17 units is 102, 6 plus 11. So you could just go right to adding all of those together. At Stacy's Middle School, students either ride bikes to school, walk, or take the bus. The ratio of the number of students who ride bikes to the number who walk is 3 to 4. The ratio of the number of students who walk to the number who take the bus is 12 to 7. So that's bike. So bus will say BS. Walk is 12 to 7. So I have to turn my walk into 12, which means I'm going to be cutting these in thirds. So there are 12 here to 7. 3, 6, not that far, about right there. 12 to 7. So here's my thirds. So I have biking is now really, riding your bike is 9, walking is 12, and taking a bus is 7. Find the number of students who ride bikes to school. There are 560 students in all. So find the number of students who ride bikes. So altogether I have 28, 9, 12, and 7. If I take 28 units equals that 560. If I divide by 28, I get a unit equals 20. And 20 times 9 is 180. So I'm not going to sable this one just to save time. It's 180. Find the number of students who walk. So 20 times 12 would equal 240. Find the number of students who take that bus. 20 times 7 would equal 140. And my check would be to add those together. 180, 240, and 140. And you get, yep, 560. Check. On to the next page. Draw models to solve problems for before and after. We did this. Sam had some U.S. and foreign stamps. The ratio of the number of U.S. to foreign was 3 to 4. He bought 21 more stamps, and now the ratio became 9 to 8. So in order to do that, we bought 21 more U.S. stamps. Oh, that you have to make sure you got that correct. And now the ratio is 9 to 8. The length of the model for foreign stamps does not change, right? The model for the foreign stamps is divided into 8 units. You have 2 things, so you're going to divide these in half, which you can see they did there. So that means you're also going to divide the U.S. stamps in half, and then add on 3 more halves. That's the 21 stamps, right? 3 times 7 would give you 21. How many foreign stamps did Sam have? Well, there's 3 of them is 21, so each one of them is worth a 7. You have 8 units here now in the foreign stamps. 8 times 7 is 56. So Sam had 56 foreign stamps. How many U.S. stamps did Sam have in the end? Well, he's got a total of 9 bars there, so 9 times 7 would be 63 stamps. So Sam had 63 U.S. stamps and 56 foreign stamps. That's a before and after picture. And last one. Claire keeps some green and red plates in a cabinet. The ratio of green plates to the number of red plates is 2 to 1. She adds 18 more red plates. 18 more red plates. So she adds 18 more here. And the ratio becomes 4 to 5. Well, I can see the green, which was 2, how I can make that into a 4, right, by cutting them in half. Now I've got 4 pieces. So the red, which started off as a 1, has to be 5 pieces. So if I cut the original 1, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've got 6 there. Oh, I made too long. So now I have a 4 to 5 ratio. So what's the difference here is those 3 parts that I added on, right? 1, 2, 3. I added those 3 parts on, so 3 units was 18. One of them must be 6. How many green plates are there in the cabinet? Well, there's 4 units of green plates. So 4 times 6. 4 times 6 would give me 24. So there are 24 green plates. And again, I'm not going to sable that. I did say it. And how many red plates are in the cabinet in the end? Well, there's a total of 5 units times 1 is 6. So 5 times 6, there would be 30. There are 30 red plates in the cabinet in the end. And that's it for today's video.